How you going, guys? Hope you're having a good day. Thanks for your interest in our ebook, Using Online and Digital Technology to Grow Business Value. Now, today I want to talk about Chapter 2. And Chapter 2 is all about winning new sales and using technology, both online platforms and digital technology, to grow your sales. And we know, of course, that growing your top line doesn't always get to the bottom line in terms of profit, which determines business value, but it's one of a number of key health factors. If a business is growing its sales, that's a positive factor, and it's a good start in terms of driving and growing business value. Are you using online and digital technology in your sales process? I wonder. Today I want to talk to you about a case study, and it's a connection in our network, a private business. They have a turnover of about 60 mil, and they're a national business. They sell industrial products, and they're a sales and distribution business. They started fairly meagre, turnover of 1 to 2 mil, and they've grown over the last 20 years. So they're a successful business. They've got a sales force of about 35, what I would call traditional sales representatives. And you know what those traditional sales representatives are like. They typically spend most of their time in the car, on the phone, or in front of a potential client or prospect. So, they'll represent the product, the company, the offering, but normally in a personal way, and in a physical way. And this company's grown quite significantly as a result of that. But a lot of things changed for this company, and they did for all of us when the COVID pandemic hit about 18 months ago. And this company said to themselves, well, gee, how are we going to keep our sales growth up? Because that's the lifeblood of our business. And as a result, they thought to themselves, okay, how can we use digital technology, an online platform, to keep sales happening, to keep interaction with customers, and to keep interaction with prospects? So the traditional sales team were typically out of the office 4 days a week, and the last day they did the sort of admin work and some of the follow-up work from office. What this company did at the start of COVID is they just flipped that. They said, Salesforce, sales guys, you're in the office 4 days a week. And partly that was because the restrictions meant they couldn't go out physically. So what did they do for those 4 days as a result? First day was research, looking at their client base, looking at the new offerings and the other product offerings, looking at what clients had been using, what prospects had been asking about, and starting to map out where the opportunities lie within their portfolios. The next day was setting up schedules for webinars, video calls, one-on-one calls with target clients within that base. Wednesday was webinar day. And these webinars were not long webinars. They were webinars that were typically 20 to 30 minutes, but they were couched in a way that would provide very relevant information and timely information for the clients and prospects that were invited to the webinars. So they were about helping those clients and prospects with decision support. The Thursday, the fourth day, was follow-up. So typically out of those webinars and those interactions, clients and prospects would ask questions, there'd be various follow-ups, and the sales funnel would percolate to potential interested parties. The Friday was about visit day, if allowed under COVID, but that was more for physical interaction, knowing that the people at that stage that wanted a physical interaction were actually people that wanted to buy. There was a strong possibility that they were going to sell something. Interestingly though, a lot of the inquiries percolated to purchases without a physical interaction. So You know, by flipping that sales process, what's this company achieved in terms of winning new sales? In the last 12 months, sales have grown, not diminished in a difficult COVID affected time, they've grown by 20 to 30%. Wow, how good is that? Now they've had to change internal processes to do that, but that shows that in actual fact, the clients and prospects are probably more conducive to dealing in an environment like that than perhaps in the more traditional means. The other interesting factor is travel costs have reduced by 80%. So they've also got a cost saving as a result. And they're only travelling when they need to. And when a client wants them there and there's a high probability that they'll actually sell something. Another really interesting fact, and what this shows is about sustainability of growth beyond the pandemic. Sales guys in this 35 group of representatives used to deal with 120 clients and prospects in their portfolio. So each of them would have around about 120. Those same sales guys now, given the flip of emphasis using online and digital technology, have 250 prospects and clients in their portfolio because they've got more time to do it. They're not on the road. They've not got downtime driving and arranging the logistics. So suddenly they can prospect and talk to clients and prospects that they might have had on the outer and not been able to get to just because they were too busy. And it shows that growth now, as we slide out of COVID, in that company is still going as strong as before. So guys, are you using online technology and digital technology as effectively as you can and integrated with your physical interaction in your sales process to actively drive and grow and win new sales? So what did we learn from chapter 2, winning new sales using online and digital technology? There's 3 key points. It's pretty straightforward. Number 1, make sure you integrate online and digital technology into your business's sales process. Number 2, look to using that technology to drive productivity and cost efficiencies. Number 3, use online and digital technology to improve the customer experience right through the sales process. Thank you for your interest in our ebook and have a good day, guys.